Hello everyone, Ladislas Maurice from the wanderinginvestor.com. So today we're going to have a very interesting discussion at the Ministry of Investment here in Cairo with Mr. Sameh Sedki and then Hani. So Mr. Sameh Sedki is in charge of the Citizenship by Investment program here in Egypt for the Egyptian government, and Hani has a law and real estate firm helping people process the applications. Gentlemen, thank you very much for having me over.
Thank you. More than welcome, anytime.
Thank you very much.
So recently, there were some changes to the Egyptian Citizenship by Investment program, and now essentially there are a few ways you can invest in a local business, you can make a donation, you can make a $500,000 deposit in a bank, or you can invest $300,000 in any Egyptian real estate. So the program has suddenly become a lot more interesting.
That's right.
So, Mr. Sedki,
Yeah.
so why has Egypt launched this Citizenship by Investment program?
Sure. This is something not new for the world to have a program which is granting Egyptian nationality with investments. It's already have been in the European and the Caribbean world. So we decided to help. We have here now more than 8 to 9 to 10 million refugees or people who had problems in their countries, like the Syrians, the Libyan, the Yemeni, the Lebanese, and Iraqi, which had been born here and now since 20 years. And they are living here without being secured that this is their country. And there is a difficulty to return back to their countries now due to the war and the instability in their countries. So they are living here, investing here, happy to live here. The Egyptian welcome them to live here, and they feel that they are at home. So we thought about it, why not we start encouraging them to invest more in Egypt, to let them feel more stable by living here with the Egyptian nationality. So we created this law or programs to help them to, it's win-win situation. You know that in Egypt here we are passing through hard time in finding hard currency because of a lot of things like the COVID, we have been in revolution with the Brotherhood Muslims and they created a lot of problems in Egypt. And after that there was the Ukrainian war and suddenly the whole world has been changed and we are looking now to find a new way for investments, to attract more investors to come and invest in Egypt. One of these programs is granting the Egyptian nationality with investments. And it is not something new in the whole world. So we issued this law for them.
This is very interesting because it's something that we see that is recurring in other countries that offer such programs. People don't just give out citizenship to be nice. At the end of the day, why is Egypt doing this? Egypt has a current account deficit. It has an economy that needs a lot of infrastructure development and it needs capital inflows. So right now it's you come here, invest in Egypt, and then as a thank you, as a token of our gratitude, we give you citizenship to you, to your family, and then that'll go down the generations. So it's a smart way for countries to be able to attract foreign investment. Turkey has done it extremely successfully, as well as a lot of the Caribbean islands as well, who get flattened by hurricanes every 5 or 6 years. So they constantly need money for capex. So you mentioned a lot of applicants from the region, from countries that have instability, that have been living here for a long time. I was actually quite surprised because I've been coming to Egypt for a long time, and I see a lot of Sudanese people now because of the war in Sudan, the civil war, and it's something that people fail to appreciate. Countries like Egypt attract a lot of refugees. So we always talk of the refugees going to Europe, etc., but countries like Turkey and Egypt are actually the ones dealing with the biggest amount of refugees.
Absolutely right.
And that's one way to make them, to legalize them essentially and encourage them to really have full roots.
Absolutely right.
So do you have applicants from other parts of the world?
Number one, applicants are for sure from the Arab world. Then you'll find a lot of now British who are living in Egypt or have interest to invest in Egypt, and with this nationality and open an Egyptian company, they are treated as pure Egyptians 100%. So it's much easier for them to invest and feel comfortable and feel secured for their investments. Also, you'll find starting another group from Russia, from Siberia, from China, from Africa. And we have to do a lot of checking about their background, that there is no criminal records. This is the most important thing for us. We don't want to have any ISIS, any Muslim Brotherhoods, any people which they have considered terrorist groups. So first we check about their background, from where they are, where they visited the last 5 or 10 years, and what kind of organization they are in. And plus, after that, we start looking at their performance as a CV or as is an added value for Egypt or not. This is also very important for us, that he is an added value person with a clear records, what he's doing and what his plans to do in Egypt. And probably from the Egyptian point of view, this is the most important thing, to make sure that there is no criminal records or is not part of any terrorist organization. You know, that this world now, there is a lot of complexes and a lot of problems around us. So we are very keen about keeping our applicants who will be accepted clean. And from my point of view, nobody with bad records will come, because suddenly or 100% it will be discovered, because we have here a very good security system.
Interesting. And Hani, so you have a lot of applicants at your law firm, quite a few Westerners, increasingly Europeans, etc.
Yes, that's true. So lately we started finding people from America, from Canada, from Europe, who already know about Egypt, and they come and visit Egypt, and they have some connection to Egypt in a way that being an Egyptian would be helping them. So let's say if they have a business already in Egypt, why not to be an Egyptian? If they have already properties in Egypt or would like to invest in properties in Egypt, that would be also quite a motivation. We have more than 12 million tourists coming to Egypt every year. And a lot of them, they already like to purchase properties in Egypt and to invest in Egypt. So getting the citizenship is going to be something of an added value to them. Why not? Since they are already doing the investment. So yeah, we have clients from different parts of the world, not just Arabs and Africans.
And what investment route do your clients typically go for?
Some goes for the companies, some of them go for the real estate. And I would like to surprise you with something that maybe complement what Mr. Sameh said. When the program started, a lot of the people who were already living in Egypt, like the Iraqis, the Palestinians, the Syrians, went to the donation option as a way of showing their gratitude to the Egyptian government. And these guys, they were here, some of them are here for 10 years, some of them are here 60 years. So they have generations here. And it was mentioned to me many times that they would go for the donation and they would like to be public about it, that they are happy to give donation to the Egyptian government.
Interesting.
And they are very proud of it. So if you are speaking about a typical investor, they would go for the real estate or the company formation. I didn't see yet someone who's interested in the bank deposit option, although it's quite interesting, since the changes that happen now is allowing them to get their money back in the maturity exchange rate, not at the deposit exchange rate, which is of course going to keep the value of the money until they receive it after 3 years. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, the risk with the deposit is more related to Forex control. So the money gets converted at the end of the 3 years.
Yes.
And then the question is, can you convert back into dollars, or do you have to invest the money again in the Egyptian economy?
Don't ask me about future things. Now, if we are waiting to see what's going to happen in 3 years, for some people who are going to live actually in Egypt, that might be a good idea. For some people who has worse currency situation, this might be a good idea. Again, it depends on the budget, because this is 500,000. If you go for the real estate, it goes to 300,000. So again, it depends what's the preference of each client.
Okay. So, Mr. Setki, one of the key worries that some people have, some potential applicants have, is the timeline with regards to receiving the Egyptian citizenship, because they view the Egyptian bureaucracy as not being the most efficient. So what timeline can you commit to? So one, let's say, because the way it works is you first apply to be approved by the government, then you make your investment, then you show the proof that you made your investment, and then there's the second phase. So for the first phase, which is mostly the security clearance phase, what timeline can you commit to?
The law is very clear in it. It's 3 months to make the police clearance or the security clearance. Sometimes it takes a little bit more, because once there is gray area in the application, but usually it is 3 months, and then we give the clearance or we refuse. Then you have another 3 months to make your project, which allows you to apply for the Egyptian nationality. If you are sure 100%, and we have plenty, which have been living here in Egypt for 5, 10 years, 15 years, and they are aware that there is no criminal records, because their residency has been renewed every year or 2 or 3, depends on their tenure of their residency. They are sure 100% that they are clean and clear. So they make the project from day one while they are applying during the security checking. And they take it immediately. They don't have to wait for the security approval. So they do it both, and it takes something like 4 months. We are considered one of the shortest countries in the world in granting the nationality. It's very simple. The documents are very simple, very clear. We don't need a lot of papers or a lot of documents. And it is very simple procedures for them to apply for it and get the nationality. Some of them actually takes it less than 3 months. I have a lot of applicants which has been approved and to the Egyptian nationality in 3 months. And others took 6 months. The maximum is 6 months.
Okay, so, and once they've made the investment, how long until they receive their passport?
I would say 2 weeks. 10,
Yeah.
Oh, it's quick.
10
Yes.
days. 10 days to 2 weeks.
Okay, very quick. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because they have to inform all the Egyptian governors and governments and everywhere that they are Egyptian now. So once they have the ID, the Egyptian ID, it's automatically they are registered everywhere in Egypt. So it takes 10 days only.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. So I have a question for the two of you. So coming from a Western perspective, another worry that some Westerners have when they consider a program like the Egyptian Citizenship by Investment program is getting what they perceive to be a Muslim passport, becoming a citizen of a Muslim country as Christians. So what would you tell to such people?
First of all, here the Egyptian nationality program gives him the right to be classified as top secret and confidential for him that he has the Egyptian nationality. He can use it only inside Egypt, and he has the right, because there is a lot of countries which they don't allow dual nationality. In Egypt here, we respect these countries, so once you apply for it, you have the right to keep it confidential. Nobody will know at all. It will not be announced that he is Egyptian. Second, here in Egypt, we live together since millions of years. Egyptian and Christians are living together. Almost between 10 to 15% of our population are Christian. We never thought about Egyptian Muslim and Egyptian Christian. Some part we know what they are. They are, which thanks God we took rid of most of them. But the majority of the Egyptians, I tell you, I've been educated in the English mission school, which is a Christian school, and a lot of people of my friends, we never thought about Egyptian Muslim and Egyptian Christian. Also, when the foreigners come to us or the tourists come to us here, they are happy. They feel that they are more than welcomed in Egypt, And they are living here in Hurghada or in Sharm el-Sheikh or in Cairo, as if it is, and in Aswan al-Luxor, you'll find a lot of French people, which they love the Egyptologist, old ancient Egyptian pharaonic civilization. So they are quite happy to live and very safe.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I am also Muslim, and I was raised in the primary school in a Christian school. And I think I didn't even ask about the religion of my friends by the time I was in university, maybe. And we started realizing that there are some differences between us. When these guys, they go to church, we go to school. But again, it's not that we have that much of a difference. By the way, the Christians in Egypt are mostly conservative, so we don't even feel that there is a huge gap between us. Completing also what Mr. Samah was saying, Egypt, again, is one of the countries that accepts foreigners. We have a very high sense of hospitality, and we like having foreigners coming to us. Not just foreigners to come and visit and go. No, if they would like to live, you can see what happened in the Syrian crisis and the Iraqis crisis. They came, they thought they were going to stay for a few weeks and go back, but this didn't happen. They stayed for a very long time until now. And I wouldn't say about only the Arabic countries, also Westerners, they are very well treated in Egypt. I don't recall someone is complaining about his stay in Egypt if he was like, we don't have this word racist. When we hear it, it's a laughable thing. We don't care about it, and we never looked at it in this way. So I would say if someone from the Western countries would like to have the Egyptian citizenship, he's most welcome. If he just want to have residency, again, most welcome. And he will see how hospitable we are to them.
There are a lot of misconceptions about Egypt in foreign media, so I really encourage people to come here and see it for yourself. And also, English is relatively widely spoken here in English, which makes it easier for foreigners to adapt themselves. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate it. So I wrote 2 articles. So one article on all the exact details of how you can obtain Egyptian citizenship by investment, and a second one on the real estate investment market here in Cairo for those who are interested in the real estate investment route. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming, and hope to see you again with us in Egypt.
Thank you.
Make sure to download my free ebook, 12 Mistakes to Avoid When Investing in International Real Estate, which you can find on my website, link below, and feel free to follow me on Instagram @TheWandering Investor. I look forward to hearing from you.